welcome to Sagittarius season. Thanks for tuning in to the Embodied Astrology podcast. I'm Renee Sills. I'm a consulting astrologer, embodiment educator, and the creator of Embodied Astrology. If you enjoy my readings, make sure to pre-order your 2025 Year Ahead Expanded Horoscope now. The Embodied Astrology yearly forecasts for each sign go in-depth with the most important transits, offering embodied suggestions for making the most of the opportunities and working skillfully with the challenges. A special treat for the 2025 readings will be sign-specific meditations that accompany your forecasts. You'll be able to use them throughout the year to increase and deepen your alignment with the upcoming year's transformative influences. You might also be interested in your 2024 annual reading, which still has lots of important information for the near and far future and prompts to reflect on the past. The 2024 readings are now discounted by 75%, and you can pre-order your 2025 readings or access this year's reading by clicking the link below. Embodied Astrology is much more than horoscopes and podcasts. It is actually a movement that is full of people who are interested in the ways that astrology can help us more deeply embody our earthly and universal intelligence. We offer ongoing classes, workshops, trainings, and community process spaces where we practice astrology as a language for living. We blend astrology with art, science, healing methodologies, and activist strategies. We hold space for ourselves and each other to expand and explore symbolism, mythology, and meaning. We queer, unpack, and evolve this ancient technology in service of our present needs and future potentials. If this sounds like something you've been looking for, or if my readings resonate for you and you want to take them to the next level, I hope you'll join us sometime. Stick around after your horoscope, and I'm going to tell you more about some of what we offer, how we work, and why I think embodied astrology is a great space for you too. If this work benefits you and you want to help me keep giving these monthly readings for free and help us keep all of our offerings available with financial accessibility and sliding scale, please take a moment right now to like, follow, and subscribe to our channels. This is the #1 way you can help us grow. This season's horoscopes are intuitive offerings for each sign of the zodiac. I hope that they serve and support you in some way. Listen for your sun, moon, and rising signs, and remember that not everything is for everyone, so take what works, leave the rest, and make the meaning that's most meaningful for you. Thank you so much for being here, and now, onto your horoscopes. Hello, Virgo. Welcome to Sagittarius season. Sagittarius is an important sign for you. Both Virgo and Sagittarius are called mutable signs. That means that you're signs that change the seasons. Virgo is an earth sign. You are a sign that represents the changing earth, the intelligence of the earth's ability to adapt and evolve. And Sagittarius is a fire sign, a mutable fire. This is the fire that spreads, the fire that invigorates and sparks new curiosities, new interests, new opportunities to get fired up, to get heated up about something. So whenever something is happening in Sagittarius, it is going to be important for you. Sagittarius holds the root of your chart or the foundational place. This has a lot to do with issues of home and family and themes of belonging and your basic stability. And as we move into Sagittarius season, not only is the sun now in Sagittarius, but so is Mercury. And Mercury is your ruling planet. So another reason for you to pay attention to what's happening in Sagittarius, especially right now. And guess what? We're at that special time of year when Mercury goes retrograde again. 3 times a year we get to work with Mercury retrogrades, and Mercury's frequent retrogrades have a lot to do with the signs that Mercury rules, Virgo and Gemini, being changeable. So Mercury is a symbol of cognition and perception and communication and how we work with the data and the information of our lives. And information changes all the time, and we change, and we need to do different things with different information as it comes in, and we are constantly learning and updating and refining and redefining how we're going to be working with what's available to us. And so we have to be adaptable. We have to be changeable. And this is a season for adaptation and change. Now, because there's such an emphasis in Sagittarius and Mercury's retrograde is moving through this part of your chart, then I'm going to say that your stability structures need to get reworked somehow. Your home and family life may need some revisioning. There may be important parts of your energy that you are wanting to reclaim. You might need to remain or return to something that you thought you were done with or that you didn't know what to do with a while ago, and now it is ready for you to look again and rework it somehow. You'll notice that I am using a lot of RE words, and that's the prescription for a Mercury retrograde, is to give it an RE prefix. So the more you can work with the re's, how you can return, remain, rework, revise, rethink, reclaim, etc., the more you're going to be working skillfully with Mercury's retrograde. So we enter into Sagittarius season on the 21st of November, and on the 25th, Mercury stations retrograde. The period of time before and after Mercury's retrograde are called the shadow periods. And so we've already been working some of the themes of Mercury retrograde for the last couple of weeks, but now this energy becomes more pronounced and noticeable. Themes around the need to revise or rework your home and your family life are strong right now. We're also headed towards a new moon in Sagittarius on November 30th. And whenever we're working with new moon energy, we are also working with the closure of certain cycles and the need to come inward to reflect with how we are feeling and with the state of our interior subjective landscapes as they change. So this period of time for you, Virgo, is a very reflective period of time. It needs you to pay attention to the ways that you are supported in the most foundational aspects of your life. Now, home and family are small words with enormous meanings, and they mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. So notice what comes up when you hear those words and what resonates for you. My sense is that whenever we're working with home and family issues in our current adult lives, we're also usually working home and family issues in our personal biographies and in our lineages. The ways that we grow throughout our lives and recognize evolution happening in the ways that we make family, in the ways that we create home, and definitely in the ways that we experience and seek out sensations of belonging. They have to evolve, they have to change, and this is a period of adaptation. So there may be decisions that you made at some point in your life because that is what you needed to do, or for some reason those decisions felt like they were going to stabilize you. You may have decorated your home in some kind of way, some kind of time ago, and now the decorations just don't feel comforting to you anymore and you need a new look. Some of you may be working with deeper issues. You might want to relocate, or you might need to relocate. There may be issues in general that are affecting your sense of stability and your capacity to really feel a solid state of belonging or security with where you are. We are living at a time with so much precarity and so much changing energy, and a lot of people are really experiencing a lack of stability in important ways. And as the circumstances that are far beyond our control continue to affect us, we also need to look at the ways where we can affect our own circumstances and build and cultivate and change in order to meet our current and evolving needs. Now, the first half of Sagittarius season to me feels like a lot of you are really focused on what is not working. So it might feel like everything is wrong in your home or with your family. It might feel like there are a lot of problems or energies that don't allow you to settle or feel grounded that are coming up for you at this time. And it's important for you to pay attention to the problems right now. Virgo is a sign that is blessed with a lot of intelligence around criticality and seeing where things aren't right. And a lot of the times in your horoscopes, I'm urging you to soften that instinct and to make some space to be with what is. But I'm going to say that right now in this first part of Sagittarius season, it's actually really important for a lot of you to focus on what just isn't feeling right, what isn't working for you, what isn't working in general, and how you are really wanting to change. Now, the new moon in Sagittarius on November 30th is an opportunity for you to reflect on what isn't working in order to imagine what else could be. And there are some opportunities for you to really significantly change your life that are, if not already arrived, pretty immediately on the horizon. And as we get into 2025, there are lots of influences coming into your life that are asking you to grow and change and adapt and do things differently. So in this period of time, though it may be hard to navigate the changes that are either being asked of you or that you are feeling the need for, it is absolutely imperative that you make space for what is coming. And so the new moon on November 30th is a great time to really tune in with what you're ready to let go of, and also to make some space for what you imagine can now fill that space. New experiences that you're calling in, especially in your life path and direction, as they relate with the themes of home and family and belonging. Now, ultimately, my sense is that the experience of belonging is a really important experience for you to be cultivating and tending right now. In general, in the world, it is a time for all of us to work against the forces of isolation and division that have so deeply shaped our social landscapes. It's a really important time for us to be taking those small steps sometimes to reach out, to connect with new people or to connect with people in new ways. And the feeling of building solidarity and mutual support networks or new friend groups or small pods and family groups where it feels like you can be yourself. These are really big themes in your life right now and for the foreseeable future. And so as we move out of the month of November and into the month of December, I think that a lot of you are feeling these waves of the future calling you really strongly. And these waves from the future feel very future oriented in the sense of they are more humanitarian, they are more socially conscious. It feels like you want to be part of groups and organizations and definitely work or vocation or ways that you're using your time, energy, resources, labor, and attention in order to contribute to some kind of greater cause or collective well-being. But also, I'm going to say that more relationships allow you to be more yourself. And there's a kind of expansive energy that is coming into your chart right now that has to do with you taking care of very practical needs by diversifying the avenues through which you can care for those needs. And I'm going to say that especially right now, there are some big themes around the avenues of relationships. So a good example for this has to do with traditional partnerships and marriage or romantic partnerships. And a lot of people spend a lot of time looking for the one, that perfect person that is somehow going to be your best friend and confidant and the person that is the most intelligent and funny, who you want to talk to about all the things that you're interested in, who likes to do the kinds of things that you like to do, that wants to live in the ways that you want to live and have the kind of family that you want to have. And of course, they are attractive and a wonderful person and all that kind of stuff too. And many of us who have spent time looking for that one have experienced the devastating disappointment and reality that no one person can meet all of our needs. And we need community. It takes a village to care for a person. And that kind of consciousness is growing in the collective and in the world right now. And it has always been there, but hasn't always been that obvious or loud to everybody everywhere at all times. But I think that a lot of people are really feeling a renewed sense of enthusiasm for building networks of care and expanding the idea of what their village could include. And especially for you Virgos right now, it feels like you all are really aware that in order to care for yourself in the ways that you need to be cared for, and in order for you to do the work of caring for the world or caring for your life in the ways that you want to care for it, you need other people. You need people who can support you when you don't have much to give. You need people whose skills complement and fill in with where your skills are limited. You need people who see your gifts and talents and help you increase your skills and capacity. We need large networks. We need diversity. The earth is a place that thrives with diversity, and your life wants to thrive with diversity. And I don't know what that means for you right now. It could mean multiple kinds of relationships. It could mean relationships with multiple kinds of people. It could mean that you are working in the world in some way to increase access and representation, or to build coalitions, or to organize people and coming together in some way. But there is really such a strong feeling as we get into the month of December that a lot of you are concentrated and working really in quite a focused way to bring new connections together. And this is such a great place for you to be focused right now. And as always, Virgo, I want to encourage you to focus your efforts in ways that also really care for yourself and care for your body and care for your capacity. And so over the course of Sagittarius season, as we're working with not just Mercury's retrograde in Sagittarius, but Mars is also stationing retrograde in Leo, which is the sign that comes right before yours. Mars is stationing on December 5th, and it will be retrograde until the end of February and still be hanging out in its retrograde cycle until early May. This is a cycle that is really pulling a lot of focus on how do you cultivate and sustain what is totally essential for you to be the best version of you that you can be. All of us are limited. We are limited by time. We're limited by capacity. We are limited by the way the world has been set up, honestly, to limit a lot of us. And all of us have choices every single day that we can make to attend to the parts of us that are most vital and authentic and purely ours. So tune in with your heart right now, Virgo. Spend some time really trying to listen to what feels most authentic in your nature and your being. And I'm going to suggest here that what is most authentic for you and what some of the deepest truths of your heart are when it comes to who you are as a person for this life, you've known it your whole life. You knew it as a little kid. You knew it as a big kid. You knew it as a teenager, and you know it now. There are ways that you know you love to be. There are activities that you know bring joy into your heart and a smile to your face. There are ways that you have felt your energy express that are truly
authentically yours, that feel like they are full of creative generosity, that they follow your own curiosity. And you also know when those energies get thwarted by what you think other people want and need, what feels productive or useful, or how maybe you can make money on it or something like that. And your job right now is to give yourself opportunities to experience what brings you joy without needing to make it a job, without needing to make it for anybody else, and without needing to have some kind of goal or productivity around it. And I'm going to say that the more that you can recruit company for these kinds of endeavors, the more these kinds of endeavors will become part of your daily life and really become embedded in what feels like your home or your family, or the consistency of what can support a sense of belonging and foundation for you. Mercury stations direct on December 15th, and this is the day of the Gemini full moon. Gemini, like Sagittarius, the opposite sign, and like Virgo, is a mutable sign. It is a changeable sign. And as the opposite sign of Sagittarius, and remember Sagittarius lives under the earth for you, Gemini lives in the sky. This is the place that is calling your growth. This is a sign and energy that is suggesting notions of vocation and life path and potentially career. But this is ultimately something about who you are in the world and who you are in your life and what you're wanting to represent and carry forward as part of your life's legacy and lineage. With Mercury stationing direct this same day of the full moon, I feel like a lot of you are getting some invitations, maybe from your own mind and energy and consciousness, or maybe from other people. And it feels like doors are starting to open for you right now that are saying, hey, you could go this way. This is an opportunity that's available to you. This is a way that you can orient or reorient in your life path. And this choice will change your life. It will do something for you that feels really different. It might make you feel at home in a different way, or it might lead you to change the way that you define home altogether. So pay attention to what happens between the new moon on November 30th, and the full moon on December 15th, because during this time, a lot of you are readjusting, reworking, rethinking, revising, and reclaiming some important energies that are fundamentally sustainable for you, that are about your foundation, about your stability, and that help you really grow and blossom and move forward in the directions that are most appropriate for you to be growing now. And it's up to you to listen to those messages right now. And the best way that you can listen to those messages is by taking time and space to really get in touch with your vital energy, with your creative force, with your inspiration, with your dreams. Okay, Virgo, I hope any or all of that feels helpful and supportive for your season ahead. I'm wishing you all the best in Sagittarius season and beyond. Bye for now.
Thanks for listening to your Sagittarius season reading. If this horoscope resonated for you, please show your support by liking, following, and subscribing, and by sharing this work with your friends and community. I also hope you'll consider working more deeply with us at Embodied Astrology. Because we time our classes, workshops, and events with current transits, we're always offering to the present moment, and we're usually right on time. Every month and throughout the seasons, we engage the creative, experimental, and experiential aspects of current astrology. And our work is always given with an ethos of generosity and accessibility. Our classes, workshops, and series are available with scholarship and sliding scale, and no one is turned away for lack of funds. We do rely on your support and presence to keep us going though. So help us sustain and support our work by making a one-time or recurring donation, becoming a member, or signing up for one of our offerings. Our offerings this season are exciting, and I hope that you'll join me for some of them. Every Monday, I offer a class called Somatic Space, where we prepare ourselves to work with the astrology of the week ahead through gentle healing body practices, breathwork, meditation, and visualization. You can drop in once to try it out, or if you become a member, you'll also get access to the past class video archive and Tea Time, a monthly conversational space where we learn and share how astrology is moving through our lives and make great friends and build community in the process. Over the course of Sagittarius season, we're also offering a number of unique workshops that are timed to help us meet this moment of change and transformation that Sagittarius season is bringing. On Sunday, December 1st, Embodied Astrology is honored to offer a new moon somatic grief ritual and ceremony of connection with ancestors, elements, and the earth, facilitated by Ekua Adisa. Ekua is a grief guide, death care worker, medicine person, medium, world shaper, and ritualist who will be joining our facilitator, Sherry Taylor, in her Embodied Astrology series exploring the femme and queer faces of Saturn, Salve e Coagula. Sherry will be joined again on the solstice, December 21st, for a year's end writing ritual co-led with Janata Petrus. This is an opportunity to reflect with the astrology and the personal and collective lessons of 2024 before we transition into a new calendar year. In between these two sessions with Sherry, you can also join Janata for December 15th's Full Moon Artistic Alchemy session, where you'll learn more about the Sagittarius-Gemini axis in your chart and practice tapping into this energetic polarity through prompts and personal reflections that guide support for living and expressing your courageous creativity throughout the seasons. Finally, on December 7th, the day that Neptune stations direct from its 6-month retrograde, please join us for the final session in the Nebula Lab series hosted by Gabs 404. Over the past 6 months, the Nebula Lab has been a place where we've been learning about Neptune's current transit in the last degrees of the zodiac through art, culture, media, embodiment, history, and technology. In this culminating session, Gabs is joined by Danny D'Amelia. Danny is an artist and educator working at the intersections of performance, visual art, radical pedagogy, and social, relational, ecological justice. Danny will guide us in an exploration of radical intimacy, unnumbing, and expanding our awareness of interrelatedness beyond the human realms. These are, of course, some of the qualities and conditions which we'll most need in the year ahead and the years to come, so I truly hope that you can join us. You can find more information about everything and everyone I just mentioned in the show notes or through the study section at embodiedastrology.com. If you can't make our live events, but you still want to participate, your registration always includes recording access. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for listening and engaging. I truly hope to see you in an embodied astrology space soon. Bye for now.